Hello, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us today. We are here to talk about owning success for your owned brands. If we learned anything from 2024, specifically the holiday season, it is that owned brands are going beyond affordability and investing and focusing on building products that consumers love, that delight consumers. That is the topic we're here to talk about today. Thank you again so much for being here with Mike and I. Quick housekeeping item. We have a chat Q&A on the right side of the screen. Please enter any questions you have. We will do our best to answer them as they come in. But if we don't get a chance to, don't worry. We will follow up in email and make sure all your questions get answered. We're going to start with introductions so you know who we are here today, and then we're going to get into a discussion, which is going to be fun. I'm Calista Corley. I'm the Chief Revenue Officer here at Highlight. Highlight was purpose-built by the incredible founder and CEO, Dana Kim, to pull the pain out of product research. Specifically, we support research across the entire product lifecycle, but where the most pain typically exists is where it comes to in-context learning. So that physical product in-home research that is so critical, and the data and insights are so important, but historically that process has been very painful. Our mission is to support brands like Mike and CVS to build better products for people on the planet, and we are doing that by being the first and only vertically integrated product intelligence platform. For me personally, I've been in the research space for over 20 years, very passionate about product research, and thank you again for being here today. I'm going to kick it over to Mike for his introduction.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Calista. Thanks for introducing me. I'm Mike Weir, Vice President of Store Brands at CVS. I've been at CVS for over a decade now, focused on the retail experience. And I've had the pleasure of leading the Store Brands team for the last 2.5 years. My focus is on branding, sourcing, product development, and ultimately growing the Store Brands portfolio within CVS and pleasing our millions of customers every day. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Mike. I know the audience is very excited to hear from you. Very excited about the first question up. We're going to move to the discussion portion. One thing that I know is top of my mind, and certainly I think the audience's mind, Mike, is we know that CVS in particular, but most brands today are focused on meeting consumer needs, and that is absolute top of mind, especially as we reflect and we've gone through this peak holiday season. I would love to know how you think about at CVS keeping the shopper at the core of your owned brand strategy.
Yeah, that has to be the starting point. Developing great brands to great store brands is really something about appealing to the retailer's unique shopper base. It starts with deeply understanding our consumer. We're fortunate enough to be able to do that through a lot of internal research platforms like ExtraCare, where we can tap into a loyal customer base who really knows our shop. Couple that with external research to really understand the unique needs for our customers, what segments we're trying to approach, and then ultimately come down to a strategy around a handful of really strong brands that can meet those customer needs, and then a customer experience. So as we think about those brands, and I mentioned we have to understand customer needs, need states, the categories we want to address, and ultimately we need to build a great brand portfolio strategy with a roster of brands, a small roster of brands that can appropriately play and address customer needs across those categories. Where do those brands play? And sometimes more importantly, where do they not play is kind of like the key decisions that I have to make there. We have as a result, we have a lot of great brands. CVS in healthcare, One Another in beauty, or Beauty Mark in beauty. We just launched Well Market in snacks. Maybe I can talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
But we also then need to assign which brand goes to which category. And I think that's that's fun. The strategy is great. But what I also really love doing with this role is getting to build amazing products for that brand to meet a defined customer experience across that portfolio. And that's really when we start looking and defining what the customer experience expectations are around the brand. And it really need to ensure every single product meets a standard that I'm setting, what items should we play in, what white spaces to expand in, the packaging architecture, defining those product experiences, and then ultimately, once we move all those products forward, validating that where we are in the process is where we want to be, because we can't have one item not meeting the standard set for the brand.
That's
I mentioned well market. I think that's one that I could shape a little bit for you
Yeah, we
as
would
an
love that.
example.
I know it well, and I'm excited for you to share it with the audience.
Yeah, so I have a few good stories, but well market is one that we launched this year. Highlight certainly helped, and we can talk about ways that they helped here. But what we set out to do is we knew that there's a brand strategy and a brand opportunity to bring a new store brand to the CVS product portfolio that had great tasting products with a clear and simple navigation that has modern appeal to our customers. It
Mhm.
started with the trends, the research, understanding. What did we know? We knew like eating was really important. It was more than satisfying hunger. It was about aligning a customer to their wellness goals, their dietary preferences, their consumer preferences, the range of products they needed. What were the current trends in food? Things that were highlighted were plant-based alternatives, innovative flavor combinations, and yeah, we still had like indulgent treats in there, but it started with that, and then it coupled with insights that we garnered from our customer base around the rising concerns of food allergies, growing demand for alternative protein sources, and a diverse selection of allergen-free plant-based options that accommodate like a wide range of dietary needs. No one has like a single dietary journey. Everyone is unique, and so what we needed to do is know that we wanted something that tasted really good and tried to cater to a lot of different types of customers. So we set out on a goal to be crafted by experts, tested by food lovers, and ultimately developed a really compelling selection of snacks, beverages, and groceries that highlight delightful fusion of like what I'd call irresistible flavors and impactful nutrition options in every bite, bet to better your day. So to do that, what that really meant was our brand and packaging needed to meet customer expectations. And what we do there is we build the brand, we engage our customers. What we heard is we need simple packaging at shelf to understand what's most important from a customer perspective on what they need to select. Like, for example, a good source of fiber might be highlighted on one product. Maybe there's a potential allergen in another product that's hired, or maybe it's allergen free.
Mhm.
Um, and then ultimately, the products really needed to have the right customer appeal. And this is actually one of the places we partnered with you all. Is we needed to make sure that the items were on trend, and our flavor crafts people really brought some unique and innovative flavors that
Yes, they did. They did.
yeah,
It was exciting
and,
research.
some of them we'd look at and say, boy, that doesn't appeal to me, but maybe it appeals to others. And so it was really important for us to get those out into market, taste test them with real customers, validate that we can be proud of, and then hit the green light to move them forward. So I think that's like one example of how we take our brand strategy and then really like harness it to move products forward.
Yeah, that's great. And what a successful experience that was for watching your success and being a part of it. So I'm so glad you got to share that. Mike, one thing that I think about, I personally am a CVS customer. I love CVS. I'm in your stores often, and I'm wowed by the amount of own brands. First of all, I'm not sure if everyone recognizes how many own brands you have on every shelf and every aisle of CVS. But with that in mind, looking around, it's so competitive. So just thinking about the diverse set of portfolio of products everywhere on shelves today, you have your own brand, rocking it, by the way. But how is it that you stay ahead in such a competitive space?
Um, it's about setting a bar and being diligent across the portfolio. So the CVS store brands has been selling products for decades. We have a long history of satisfying customers, and the Well Market is a great example. I think CVS Health brand is probably another good example of how to stay ahead. We offer thousands of store brands products for health and wellness options, including OTCs, first aid, vitamins, supplements. So we want to deeply understand each one of those items and ensure that it's right for our customers and meeting the quality standards for our company, but more importantly, consumers. And it's really paramount to the success of our brand. So when you say thousands of items across a portfolio all need to meet a set standard,
Mhm.
that's likening to going to a minor league baseball game and getting to know intimately every single fan in the stadium.
Yeah.
And that's a hard job. But what we do behind the scenes is we create tools to ensure they deliver on the best customer experiences and ensuring that we have many ways to please and enhance the bar while delivering on those expectations. What I've done is, and what we've done, is we've built new tools to help us understand more about the products, interpret customer feedback in much faster ways, and found ways to synthesize that feedback so we can really pinpoint who are those minor league baseball team customers that I want to get to know. And that allows us to raise the bar where we need to and build on what I would call already exceptional experiential quality. Because above all, that customer experience and that satisfaction is paramount to the success. And that's why we can continue to stand behind the money back guarantee if a customer isn't fully satisfied.
Yeah, that's great.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, and I think I think another way that I think about it is really it's the quality that we help customers get high quality product into with a great national brand alternative. But then what we're really doing is we're providing access from a convenience perspective across the thousands of communities we serve. Countless health solutions from acute to solving first aid. And then you mentioned kind of tying it back to innovation here. So,
Yeah.
what's someone like thinking about from an onboarding into a new health journey, such as diabetes, and what are like products that we can build or create new that might solve some of those needs?
Yeah, I was just thinking that as you were talking about product innovation and renovation and how critical it is to set a brand up for success. And one thing that you mentioned was speed. And we hear that every day at Highlight is the speed of renovation and innovation is incredibly fast today. And in order to meet consumer needs, but also to compete, you have to be able to make fast decisions, but with high confidence. So, assuming you agree with that.
Oh, absolutely, and it's really that renovation across the portfolio that helps us improve the total brand hierarchy, and then some of that innovation really helps stand the brand up for like longer term success. So we're relentlessly listening to our customers from our internal feedback channels like reviews, point of sales, local needs of customers, of course, to really understand what are the opportunities to improve on our products, and then we mine the innovation from the trends. So, I mentioned the health journey from someone on a diabetes journey. We introduced, zero sugar gummy vitamins this year. A lot of gummy vitamins and gummy chews have a high degree of sugar. So this is like I wouldn't call it. I'm not going to say that it's for certain types of customers, but it's a better alternative for those that might be looking for less caloric intake when they're taking their multivitamins. So that's how we think about innovation and renovation, but it's really all to build that connection, evolving the portfolio around three core strategies: focus on scalable, purpose-driven brands, drive brand growth and customer loyalty for brands that feel relevant and meaningful to build that trust. Establish that brand as a destination to drive retail differentiation. And then, what I've continued to reinforce here is lead with a consistent consumer experience across that so that I can build trust across the portfolio for our customers.
Yeah. So what I hear you saying,
Mhm.
innovation and renovation is a key to brand success. And something
Yeah.
you're clearly passionate about, and CVS is doing an incredibly strategic and purpose focus on customer way. So it's great.
Yeah, and I think it's really about like I think I really have to reinforce the process that we developed, which is
Mhm.
like, I can't stress enough, establishing a strong process for evaluating and reaffirming your quality is really paramount to achieving the success of the strategy I outlined above with that many items that we have to worry about. Um, So to stay authentic to that as a health and wellness retailer, we need to really make sure our brands are designed to maximize quality and safety, work as intended, comply with regulations, and satisfy customers. That's table stakes, and we need to work with the manufacturers to and regulatory agencies such as the FDA to ensure that all those quality and safety standards are met or exceeded. But once we turn that corner, we get to bolster that process around the experiential part,
Right.
and understand like how the customers would like the flavor, the form, the ease of use. What are their pain points? Where is there an opportunity to improve this product from an iterative perspective, or even in a step change perspective to really build the next set of great products? And I think that's where like the partnership with Highlight really came in.
Yeah.
We were really able to leverage your in-home use testing at scale to get valuable feedback on our products from real users that we can then incorporate into future product development roadmaps or potentially new product lines. I'm really excited about that partnership.
Yeah, me too. It's been a thrill, and there's so much more to accomplish together. But it's been great to work with an organization like CVS because you are so rigorous, to your point, around process. So appreciate that. Mike, I will thank you as a mother of three for the less sugar or no sugar vitamins because they are hard to find. So thank you, CVS, for that. And I want to end, if it's okay, with a burning question for me. You have accomplished so much. You have such a important role at such an incredible brand, CVS. And I'm curious, and I think the audience might be curious too, as to what are you most proud of as it relates to your own brand, team, or strategy? Give us a little bit of what you're proud of most.
Uh, yeah, I've been here for a long time, and I've had the opportunity to see CVS change a few times in my career, and each time I become prouder and kind of more inspired to work here. First, it's working at CVS Health, I get to align the work that we do to a bold ambition, which is the ambition to transform health and wellness in America. And that's something that's a driving force for our enterprise, the front store, which I'm a part of the leadership team on. And it's really hard, but it's really fun because health is hard. To me, this is something that fuels my ambition at CVS. And I get the opportunity to work with so many other great colleagues in our rooms to find incredible moments to help shape people's lives and improve the environment we live in and the communities we serve. And that's really one of the things that motivates me to lead the store brands team. And we ask ourselves the questions, how can store brands relate to transforming health and wellness in America? Are there ways that we can drive impact and have a meaningful change in someone's lives for the care that they're trying to deliver for them or their loved ones every day, whether that means managing their symptoms for allergy is something as simple as that, preparing our skin for sunny days with facial products and sun care, or some of the opportunities I meant that could help game change some of the ways people take vitamins with less sugar. So that's a little bit what it means for me. I'm curious, I talked a little bit about Highlight.
Yeah.
Tell me, like, what is it like getting inspired to work at Highlight and helping people like me?
Thank you, Mike. I was just going to say that listening to you, I feel motivated, and I know the audience feels this as well, inspired by you and what you're doing. I will say every day at Highlight, as a product intelligence platform supporting brands every day on our mission to build better products for people and the planet is a big focus of ours. We definitely come to work passionate. So, like you, we're passionate and appreciate the partnership. I really hope that everybody on this particular session enjoyed yourselves. I learned a lot, Mike. Thank you so much for the time with us here today. Really appreciate that. As I mentioned before, we will follow up with questions if we didn't get to all of them in email. And thank you so much, Mike, for joining. It is very clear customer centricity is critical. Investing in customer voice, innovating and renovating rapidly is integral to the success of an own brand. So thank you for being with us today. Thank you, Mike, and have a great day.
It was a pleasure. Thanks, everyone.